Good morning, all. My topic for semester 9 design dissertation is Skill Development Center for Women. Empowering of women means developing and making them aware as individuals in various aspects of life like social, economical, educational, political, and psychological. For bringing forth these changes in the framework, there is a necessity to empower women on the basis of skills and knowledge. The need of the hour is a platform for women to reskill, upskill, and train towards a new skill set. There is also a need to recognize and emphasize the diverse skill sets and roles of women in various fields. The project aims to attain the objective of empowering women by providing vocational training, employment opportunities, support, and guidance in a skill development facility to make them financially stable and self reliant. Objectives of the project are initiating a process and helping women to understand various aspects of knowledge and entrepreneurship skills and training women on how to implement them in ground reality through employment and job opportunities. A conscious try towards creating a social space which will help to identify, orient, motivate, train, and assist the women in that particular region to make them independent. Provision of spaces in center which fosters community engagement, facilitates congregation and conversation while promoting inclusive, safe, and sound environments. The research methodology for the project is as follows. Research based on articles, theses, journals, and papers. Studies on designing of social spaces, how community works. Literature reviews. Data collection on quantitative and qualitative aspects, which are further subdivided into various branches like skill mapping, studying user-oriented spaces, etc. Case studies which will be segregated into design and program basis. Documentation of aspects of communal learning spaces. The stakeholders for the project will be 80% government and 20% NGOs. The government will play a major role in setting up the center and in the holistic functioning of the center. The NGOs will act as a spot-on service and will work in sync with the center to provide them assistance in the fields of training. To meet these challenges, Government of India is working under the projects and organizations like Pradhan Mantri Vikas Kaushal Yojana, National Skill Development Corporation, NGOs namely Self-Employed Women's Association that is SEVA and CSR. These organizations are working towards raising an awareness about skill development and assisting women by creating employment opportunities. The scope and limitation for the project will be as follows. Guidance and assistance to the women to become self-reliant and economically independent. Provision of training activities which promote employment initiatives will take place in the center for more active participation of women in the adjoining areas. Facilitating interactive multifunctional spaces which throw a light on features like inclusivity and safe environments will help women to enhance their skills in an authentic way. An emphasis on the need like childcare units, health and nutrition care, physical well-being will be done in the center. The project will limit to providing spaces for working, creating, training and gathering and will not be allocating any kind of housing or hostel services. Literature review has been done on the basis of 4 articles. The first review is about creating safe and inclusive public spaces for women. The article speaks about an approach towards designing of public spaces that are safe, welcoming, and accessible for women. The second review speaks about the impact of skill development on women empowerment. This article throws a light on the positive changes in the field while it also addresses the problems which are still faced by women. The third review is about empowering women through skill development in India. It speaks about various factors and challenges which need to be addressed for setting up programs and center for women empowerment. The fourth review talks about how can empowerment happen through design. It mentions various concepts and ideas about built environment principles which could bring women together to create a bigger picture. As mentioned in the objectives, inclusivity is a key factor for creating safe, sound and welcoming environments for women irrespective of their social background. Inclusive design embraces the principles of accessibility and its extended definition considers key sociological behavioral aspects such as physical, sensory and cognitive needs. The elements of inclusive design are mentioned in the chart. Some features of inclusive design which can be seen in the spaces are disabled-friendly accesses, open spaces for connectivity between built and unbuilt, proper lighting and visible sightlines for enhancing security factor. Impacts of inclusivity are accessibility with dignity, acknowledging diversity, and designing for everyone. Due to all these factors, many public spaces practice inclusivity in environment, which enhances a sense of belonging, promotes mobility, and improves well-being of users. The next topic is about data collection, which is subdivided into 3 major categories. The first category is about the stakeholders. It briefs us about the roles being played by NSDC, MSc, and various training partners. The next topic is skill mapping through Rozgar and Kaushal Melas, which create awareness and opportunities. The third topic is about the skill sectors which fall under the Mahila Vikas Kaushal Yojana, which could be implemented in the center. The research question is based on how to create an inclusive environment for women where collaboration and conversation will take place. This brings us to the concept of converse, collaborate, and create, which talks about the aspects of communal learning spaces. Community-based learning is a teaching and learning strategy that integrates meaningful community engagement to enrich the learning experience. The illustrations show the examples of spaces where communal learning can happen. For example, outdoor areas, landscaped areas, courtyards, staircases, atrium spaces, common shared spaces, etc. Various factors which are considered while designing are shown in the adjoining flowchart. The importance of communal learning spaces, like it is a platform to share ideas, experiential learning helps in fostering connections, etc., are mentioned in the figure below. Multiple pointers which are considered under the subheadings of quality of spaces, safety in learning environments, inclusivity, flexibility and collaboration in learning areas, accessibility is shown through various illustrations. The conclusion of the study, in short, speaks about how learning environments can influence learners' experience in a communal space. There are 4 case studies which I have tried to look into on the basis of design and program. The first case study is about Manav Sadhana Activity Center designed by Yateen Pandya, located in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. It is a multipurpose activity center which acts as an informal school, provides evening education for young adults and serves as a training center and activity workshops for adults, women and elderly. The center focuses majorly on the central courtyard along with the other ancillary spaces on the periphery of it. Sustainable materials like fly ash bricks, recycled bottles, reused metal parts, etc. are used in the construction of the structure. This center has helped the nearby residential and slum settlements to grow on the basis of economic and social aspects. The second case study is about Jatawan Spiritual Center designed by Sameep Padora and Associates, which is located in Sakharbadi, Maharashtra. It is built for the spiritual and skill development of the community. The center is split into 6 buildings, each in the gap of heavy planting. The 2 courtyard spaces have been used as a linkage between indoor and outdoor spaces. The inverted roof profile tries to bring in the light and amalgamates nature with the structure. Various construction materials and techniques like repurposed wood from old ship, fly ash bricks, rammed load-bearing basalt stone dust walls are used. The approach to the Jatawan project looks to extend the idea of regional paradigm, separating it from the persuasive image of what defines the local. The third case study is Women's Opportunity Center designed by Sharon Davis Design, which is located in Rwanda, Africa. It is a community center and training facility which has been developed with the objectives of creating economic opportunities and rebuilding the social infrastructure. The project helps women to learn new techniques and implement them on the 2-hectare farming landscape which is abutting the facility. The elements like scale, security, community growth, privacy, clarity have been adopted while designing the center. The facilities and program of the project are mentioned in the table. The waste management of the site and the construction of the structures are done using materials like handmade bricks, asbestos sheets and concrete, which is done by the women of the community. This center helps in creating a stir in the adjoining community by creating various employment opportunities which encourage women to actively participate in it. The fourth case study is about the community center in San Bernabé, Mexico, which is designed by Pish Aguila Architects. The project of Community Center of San Bernabé offers a building street concept in which programs are dispersed volumes arranged along guidelines. The structure focuses on providing courtyards as a breather space in between buildings which create massing effects. A public plaza has been specially emphasized on to maintain the relationship between individuals and the community center. Various construction materials and techniques like pre-stressed concrete joints, expanded polystyrene walls, insulated walls with cellular concrete systems are used. The project is not only about generating public building and a sports facility, but creating a safe space for community center users. The inferences and conclusions of the case studies are: All the case studies have a user and community oriented approach towards designing the spaces. The first, second, and third case study mention various construction material techniques which act as an effort towards environmental sustainability. All the case studies have central gathering spaces, social spaces, and public plazas which emphasis on the topic of converse and collaborate. The architectural elements used in all the projects are in context of the surroundings and create a flexible, efficient space which impact the user experience. For site selection and analysis, I have chosen 3 sites. The first site is Vasai Virar region. The specific region shown here is Vasai East. The land use of this portion of site falls under institutional category. The climate is hot and humid with heavy rainfalls in monsoon season. The topography of this region is plain land with negligible contours. The site is accessible by Vasai railway station which is located nearby the site. Vasai flyover is a key roadway connection to various parts of the city. Also, there are various public transportation services like buses, rickshaws to reach the site by road. Major cities to which this site is connected is Mumbai, Thane, Navi Mumbai, Kalyan, etc. The major skill mapping and the employment scenario around the site is shown in the figure. The second site is in Talegaon region nearby Pune. The land use of this site is under institutional sector. The climate is hot and dry with medium rainfall in monsoon season. The accessibility to the site is by Talegaon railway station and bus stops located in the adjoining area. The site is connected to major cities of Mumbai, Pune, Nashik. A lot of commercial areas and residential areas are upcoming nearby the site. A lot of agro-based industries, tourism and travel industries are also emerging around the site. The third site is Trambakeshwar near Nashik region. The climate is hot and dry with medium scale rainfall. The accessibility to the site is by Nashik highway and public transportation services. The major cities to which it is connected are Nashik, Dahanu, Mumbai, Palghar, etc. Many commercial, tourism and travel industries are emerging around the site. Comparative analysis in all the sites brings us to the conclusion that the best suited site is Vasai Virar as there is good accessibility, proper connectivity between major parts of the city. It is located in a safe neighborhood as the surrounding areas have many residential sectors. The skill mapping around the site can provide good employment opportunities and active participation of the people in the adjoining areas. Also, many of the industries and development centers under government and private sectors have been emerging in Vasai so as to set in the process of mobilization process for the same. Talking about the design program and proposal, as mentioned above, the government would majorly help in setting up the center. The project will have various features from the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Kendra guidelines which will be used in the project. The design program will majorly focus on creating inclusive and safe spaces by creating a balance between built, unbuilt and landscaped areas. The project will be divided into zones, namely institutional areas, training spaces, communal areas, sports facilities, leisure and recreation spaces, etc. Formal and informal learning spaces, studios, workshop spaces will be a key element in the project. A special emphasis on the well-being of women on the basis of physical and mental factors will be done by providing meals, health checkups and other facilities. Also, an additional feature where the dependent children will be provided daycare services in the center will be done. The focal point of the center would be creating inclusive spaces for women. In conclusion, the design will be in a holistic manner which will ensure creating welcoming and safe spaces for women irrespective of their background. Thank you.